We're going balls to the wall today.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome to my channel. And today we are just gonna talk about Leca. Lightweight expanded clay aggregate is what Leca stands for. It also goes by the name of Hydroton clay balls, passive hydro, semi-hydro, or just balls. Who knows? Anyway, that's what we're talking about today, passive hydro. I was recently inspired by Adam from KnotDude, and he had this beautiful philodendron ghostish looking thing with the hairy petiole, and it was in Leca, and it just looks so stinking gorgeous. I'm gonna put a picture of it right here. And so that inspired me, and then he talked about MinimalistCali, and that was just like a rabbit hole that I dove into because she has a playlist all about passive hydro. So dove into that. And here we are right now. 10 pounds of Leca later, and I got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to put together. Also, some exciting news. I mean, it's exciting for me. I don't know how excited you're gonna be about this, but I got a little audio upgrade. I got a little lighting upgrade, and BetsyBegonia style, I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a little show and tell of my setup. So here that is. So that's a little behind the scenes of my setup, and I'm so excited for it. And I think it makes a pretty good difference because, from this to this, I mean, this is good, this is fine, this is what I started with. These were the beginnings. And I'm not even gonna show you the beginnings of the audio because I tried that. This is actually take 2 of doing this. Anyway, the audio was buzzing the whole time, so if it doesn't work this time, I'm gonna return it. But my test runs went well. Anyway, back to this. Okay, so let's head over to the kitchen and let's go to the sink. Cheers. Look at my jungle. I love my jungle, my kitchen jungle. My bitchin' kitchen. Gangster on the weekends. Who am I kidding, guys? It's Wednesday right now. I'm filming on Wednesday. Anyway, there's my bag of balls. Disclaimer, I am not an expert. You will see I'm just gonna be switching some water propagations over to passive hydro. And then I'm also going to be, where is it? Right there, my Sansevieria. A coffee mug fell over, smashed, spilt coffee everywhere. There's coffee on the Sansevieria. It got knocked out of its dang pot. So it's just like, that's what's happening. So that was an unnecessary mess that I made. Again, MinimalistCali little tip here because she got drainage holes. I don't have a lot of pots that don't have drainage holes in them. We will talk about that in a little bit. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna move you, and then we're just going to de-soil this Sansevieria. And then I have a satin pothos here and here that we are going to amalgamate in some Leca, and we're gonna put it in my empty plant hanger that you may have seen a moment ago. Just got a message from someone, about that popular life. Not really true. There's some dead roots on here, as you can probably see, so I'm gonna have to look into that, but we'll do that together. I have this Sansevieria. I'm not even sure what type it is. If anybody knows, let me know in the description below. But as you can see, the roots are orange Anyway, not gonna worry about that. The roots are orange and they need to spread out, so I'm going to be putting them in Leca in here. Now, with Leca, it is important to have a net pot that you put the Leca in so you can flush the water and the nutrients through it. MinimalistCali, I'm sure that's not her real name. Hi, my name is MinimalistCali. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume her name is Callie. So Callie suggests to do a rinse every 2 weeks. With being in a net pot, having the cash po there, you allow the water to be able to drain right through. You need a pot with drain holes that you have the plants and the Leca in. And this pot with drain holes has to be sitting in a cash po, and this cash po is going to be the water reservoir. So you will fill that up 1/3 with your nutrient water. I'm not gonna get into nutrient water today because that's a whole nother beast. All of these plants are currently just living in not distilled water, water that's been just sitting out for a long time, okay? So all those plants are chilling in that. They're doing fine with the exception of the satin pothos, but that was a whole nother issue. The main plant that I purchased, it was infested with mealybugs, and I didn't even want to deal with it at all. If it was as bad as it was on the foliage, I could only imagine how bad the other life cycles were that was within the soil. So I ended up just chopping and propping and chucking the rest. May you rest in peace. So anyway, these have just had a little bit of a struggle to deal with, but like this one, as you can see, she's perky, she's happy, she's nice. So we're just gonna do that together later. I don't need to talk about it all. We have a regular heart-shaped philodendron that we are also going to be putting in Leca. We're just gonna go balls to the wall here. Anyway, okay guys, so just having a little coffee break before I start to dig into my Sansevieria. I'm also going to have to rinse the leaves off and rinse as much soil off as possible, because any soil that is left behind on the roots is going to cause it to not be able to absorb the water appropriately. Leca is inert, so you want to make sure that you do give it nutrient water. But like I mentioned before, these plants have, with the exception of the Sansevieria, these plants have just been living in fresh water and they haven't been fed nutrients yet. So that's another game for me. It's going to be like next Leca level for me, and I'm not there yet, so that'll likely be maybe my next video. I'll share my journey with you, but I'm just kind of getting all my tips from Callie, so thanks girl. But I will mention right now, I do have an organic liquid fertilizer that I do plan on using very, very soon. So likely by the time this video is up, I will already have done that. So ask me in the comments below if I've started to fertilize yet. Yeah, this is so dry, and I can even see there's some discoloration in the leaves here, and it's just lacking nutrients is likely what's happening. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep loosening this up and it's gonna come apart fairly easy for me. And this is a great time to propagate by separation right now if I wanted to. Your girl is pretty dumb because I started doing that over the sink. The reason I have this bucket here is because you don't want to be flushing soil down the drain or even the Leca powder down the drain, because that'll cause long-term issues. Alright guys, this lav mic is acting all freaking weird. Like, I don't know how to place it properly, because I noticed in some of the other footage I was recording, if like it wasn't pointed directly at my mouth because it's a condensing mic, it's not going to pick up what I'm saying as clearly. So whatever, I'm just gonna have to get the hang of it. If you guys have any tips for me, just please leave it in the comments below. But I want to talk. I don't even think I'll be able to say this with a straight face, but I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk. It's gonna sound so bad. Guys, I want to talk to you about Adam's balls for a second. Because when I watched his one video, I'm going to put the link in the description, his balls look so nice. Here's a picture. But like his Leca balls look so dang good. And then I'm all excited. I get my 10-pound bag of Leca and then I open it up and I'm like, what is this shit? Literally said that because they look like poo balls. They're all oblong and some of them even have like little clumpy poo bits like stuck together. And if any of you have animals or kids, you know what I'm talking about. I see this and it looks like poop to me. I have poop balls and Adam has nice balls. So the hell, Adam. Ew, here's another poo cluster. Anyway, I'm just gonna go with it. Brand new Leca, it's gonna have powder. So this clay is in its smallest form, and if it goes down your drain, it could be detrimental. Likely it will be detrimental to your plumbing unless you have one of those pee traps is what they're called, or something stupid that doesn't make sense. But anyway, okay, here's another thing, kind of controversial maybe in the passive hydro world, but everyone says to soak your Leca for about 24 hours just to really clean it. They say boil it, all these fancy things, and I'm not here for fancy. I'm here for just pure joy. If this hobby becomes complicated and stressful, then I'm just not even gonna wanna be interested. What I have here is a bucket and a strainer that's sitting in the bucket, and these things are sitting in my drain. What I'm gonna actually have to do, I had already gone ahead and de-soiled the Sansevieria here. And I mean, like, this footage is gonna be all wacky. I don't even know how I'm gonna put it together. But I de-soiled my Sansevieria, and because I didn't get to it right away, I just wrapped the roots in soil. What the f am I smoking? I wrapped the roots in a wet paper towel, the opposite of soil. I mean, that's not the opposite of soil, but in plant world, it's the opposite of soil. So, no, water is up. Anyway, what I'm gonna end up doing is I have this Sansevieria here. I need to remove the soil off of that. So I'm gonna do that. I would say I'm not gonna bore you with it, but a lot of people might be in this kind of situation. That was nasty. A lot of people could be in that situation. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just going to do this on camera, fast forward that shiza like I normally do. Sweep up that mess that I made. And then we're gonna get to Lecifying everything. Like, everything is just gonna get Leca'd up. So guys, all of this was once squeezed into this. Aww, I just broke a burro's tail. When that happens, just throw it back in the top of the plant and no one will know the difference. And it'll just root itself back in there. So I got as much soil off these roots as humanly possible. If I were to poke at them some more, it would just cause damage to the roots. This is stressful enough for the plant, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and get this Leca transition started, but turns out I need to clean this because I didn't even do that. Kind of fluff on my puff. Pour in my poo balls. Okay, gonna give it a wee ol' rinse. I also want to comment on the fact that yes, right now I am going to be using a closed system for this passive hydro, and that is not necessarily ideal because you're going to be retaining the water, which will eventually always increase your pH. So you want to just be monitoring your pH, and you want to be doing water changes. Bi-weekly is what I have found the consensus to be, and I'll just go ahead and pour it out into this system and do this. I'm totally okay with that because I'm not going to be doing too many plants in a closed system passive hydro. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill this up 1/3 with Leca because this is where my water reservoir is going to sit, and at the time my roots are going to be above, but eventually my roots will go down into this 1/3 water area. And with my constant uprooting, it'll just be maintaining the roots in the 2/3 section. We got 1/3 poo balls. I mean, that's what I'm gonna call them now. And I'm just trying to line these up right now just because I'm OCD and that's what I need. It's just part of the process for me. Yeah, that's willy-nilly. Look at this turd. Like, it's such a big log. Having this on the side of the jar will not be aesthetically pleasing to me. It almost looks linear in the way that it's put in here, if you can see that. Who knows, I can't see too much. Hashtag blind club. Hey, should we start that up? Rachel? I can't see you. Y'all, this is freaking cute, okay? I like, look at that. Isn't it cute? Turd balls and all. I'm just gonna fill that up until it gets to that 1/3 point. Now, I'm not going to be dealing with anything nutrient-wise today. I'm not gonna be talking about anything like that. No, not today, not for me, no, no, no. Next, my friends, what we are going to do is we will do this one here. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have forgotten a little bit about this. Another bit of honesty here in that forgetting I haven't changed the water up. So you can see that, you know, there's some black death roots there, but accompanied by some nice healthy roots that you can see in contrast to my sink. So I'm just gonna clean that up and then put them in here and, you know, give it a better home to live in. And now the death here will just come off very easily. I want to cut this one up a little bit because I just don't like the way the bottom is looking at me. I gotta do something about that. I have some Wicked Chicamasa scissors, super sharp. I'll put a link to anything that might be of interest to you in the description below. So I'm just gonna be using alcohol here to sterilize my shears. And then I'm gonna follow up with some hydrogen peroxide because of the previous pest problem on here. I just want to be extra cautious. So first of all, you can see that line there, that is the inner portion of the root. Here is the outer portion of the root, and all I need to do is just pull on that ever so slightly and it just comes off and exposes the inner sheath. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm not being aggressive at all with these roots. Whatever comes off was not meant to be. Now the point is not to dig them into this first level here. The point is just to kind of lay them on top. Now that'll be upside down if I do that. Just be mindful of the orientation that your leaves are currently facing. You don't want them to have to put in more work, redirecting themselves along with acclimating themselves. Just give them a break here. Just gonna hold things in place. Am I though? Okay, I just completely like eradicated this leaf because look what I found. I found the devil. You guys see it? It's mealybugs. Son of a, I just took the whole leaf off. I'm sorry. She gone. Now I'm just gonna have to triple check everything. Yep, here's another bastard. I'm not even dealing. Guys, I'm not here to play games. Mealybugs, they know how to push my buttons. The reason why I'm being so aggressive with this plant is because when you pull back the leaf and pull it off, there's still a little space for them to chill in. And frankly, they can be under any of these seemingly healthy looking leaves. But the ones that I'm seeing them just chill and nest on, I'm just being savage, guys, savage. And that is the extent that I'm gonna wash this. And you saw I just poured it right out of the bag, the bag. I'm just gonna carry on with this one just to get the rest of this anchored in. I'm gonna tell you what I do need. I need more roots from this to sit more comfortably. So, there's that. That's gonna hang in my macrame plant hanger. Just laying that one perky stem across the top there, because all those other nodes will be able to just drop down into the soil. Hopefully, I mean, if it wants to, but it just kind of fills it out a little bit better. if you ask me. Let's move on. And now what I'm gonna do with this clay water is I'm just gonna flush it down the toilet because those pipes are big enough with the pressure that it goes right out. Just excuse while I do that. So I first wanna show you, look at how nasty that bottom is. You can't really see, look against my floor. You should have seen the sediment that was left behind, like that last bit as I was pouring it out. And my toilet, like it left like a black water residue. Really not something you want down your drains. So please just keep that in mind. Moving on. I showed you guys a different pot here for the Sansevieria that I was gonna use, but I ended up finding a larger nursery pot with drain holes that I'm gonna use as the net pot. Then I also got, this idea was from Cali. I got a Ziploc bag. So I cut the sides so this pot can fit all the way down into the bottom. This sits all the way in this bigger pot here. And the reason why I have this bag is because this larger pot also has drain holes. I'm just using what I have at home. Okay, gonna give this another rinse and then I'm gonna fill this up with a third of Leca. I don't know where 2/3 was because I didn't. Filling this up with what I think is 1/3 because I did not do any measurements before. And there it is, guys. And I don't even care that my flaps are hanging out because I know you're looking at my balls. Oh, I love it. Put that there. Get your shit together and put some roots out. What do you think, guys? I think it looks pretty freaking good. You can even tuck the flaps in. There we go. Next, let's do this spider plant, guys. Cute. Next, I have this philodendron that I'm going to put in Leca. So what do you guys think? That was fun, right? Number 1, this is a big one, guys. Remember this one, okay? They're net pots for a reason. Almost enough said. I struggled with this Scindapsus pictus. Am I right there? I don't know. Satin pothos. I struggled with it, getting it in there because some of those internodes are super leggy and I wanted to get them to, you know, be anchored down so they can throw some roots down into the soil, into the substrate. So I had a tricky time with that. So then, you know, as I was doing that, I was telling myself 2 weeks from now, when I go to give it a flush, I'm also gonna give it a net pot and resituate this. In the meantime, it looks stinking cute though, eh? My poo balls aren't that bad. They're just super dark. Anyway, so at the end of the day, I'm fairly happy with how everything anchored down. You know, as you can see, my Sansevieria she's in there. This Sansevieria is just looking mighty fine. I think it's just a really sleek look. And those lights are just bouncing right off that. You can't see shiza. Yeah, guys, that's it. If you Leca this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. And poke that subscribe button maybe if you want. Let me know how the hell to work this damn lavalier clip. I don't know if that was an oxymoron because like lavalier is lapel clip in French, isn't it? I'm not French, but I know that's a French word. Anyway, peace out, guys. It's because they look like shit balls. Love you guys. Peace and love. Mwah. Oh God. Turd balls everywhere. Bye, guys.